All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tyler, the Hotshot hauler, and let's talk about Hotshot trucking. What we're doing here, we are picking up some spools here locally, and we are heading up to Missoula, Montana, and it's paying 2,600 bucks. The rate per mile on this load is about $270 a mile. It's only 2,500 pounds, and they say it's going to take up 15 foot of room. The very first time I worked with this company, they had a load posted that said it was going to take up 20 feet, and it actually took up my entire 30-foot trailer. It took up room in my truck bed and in my cab. So, but granted, it was incredible because they were paying like $4 a mile, and it couldn't be better. So I've learned with these guys, wait till you're loaded before you try to book anything else, because on multiple occasions I've been over length what they told me, and sometimes I've been way under length. So we'll find out and see what happens, guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys, let's go over this load real quick. So 3 spools, they total about 2,500 pounds. I put a single one in the front, and then I stacked 2 side by side behind it to give me much more than 15 foot worth of room. I still need to measure, see how much room I have. But yeah, guys, super simple tie down method. You have to use chains on these, and basically you just run one, you can see my binder over there, and you run one the other way. Now, what I did on all these tie downs is, you see how I hooked a chain to the binder, then I hooked a chain to the binder. The reason why I did that is, if you remember from a few videos back, I want to make sure I get my full working load limit out of these binders. See if we can snag anything else to fill the trailer to make even more money. So stay tuned, guys. Hey guys, good morning. Got an update for you. So we drove all the way to Billings last night. I got to the hotel at about 9 p.m. last night, and we are heading west towards Missoula. Got about, I think, 325 miles to go. And yeah, so let's talk about freight. So I landed another load that I'm picking up this afternoon up in Kalispell, Montana. I don't know how to say it. And that's about 2.5 hours north of Missoula. So I'll drop this and I'll head up there and grab that. It's 2 snow blades. I think they total 5,000 pounds and about 20 foot. And that is coming back to Billings, which is absolutely perfect, because that'll make it so then if I don't find anything else, I will have a basically a 9 to a 10 hour deadhead to get home. I was supposed to get another load this morning out of Bozeman going to Kalispell. So literally would have been 1,000% perfect. Here's the 2 things that went wrong. First, it was a tarp load. And guess who didn't bring their tarp? This idiot. So I told the broker, I said, hey, they'll accept a throwaway tarp. I will go buy a tarp and more bungees, and I'll run the load. You know, because I told them I'd do it for $900. Essentially, they were looking for quotes to basically try to get the lowest price. So I had the lowest quote. I had the next guy beat out by like $100. Problem number 2 was, well, they don't want to pay for freight because they were expecting to move it for $600, and I said I'll move it for $600 with no tarp, and they're like, well, we can't do that. And very, very long story short, I was in contact with the broker until about 5 p.m. last night, and the company never even got back to the brokerage about who they wanted to move said cargo. All right, guys, want to give you a quick knowledge nugget here. For you guys that have diesel trucks with exhaust brakes, make sure that when you are on slick roads, especially like this, make sure you turn off your exhaust brake. You do not want to have that on when you're in any type of low traction type of road, but especially roads like this, that exhaust brake will put you in the ditch faster than you can even imagine. It'll make you lose control. All right, guys, we got offloaded here. You can see the spools behind me. I had about 2 hours north to pick up the snow plows. Got to stop on the way and get some fuel. And but yeah, guys, everything went smooth. No complaints. you know, hopefully we can snag something else. That's always the goal, just to keep the trailer filled and keep the money coming in. All right, guys, let's go over this load real quick. We made it up here to Kalispell, Montana. And this supposed 20-foot load is definitely not 20 feet, so let's talk about it. So what I was told is this load is 5,000 pounds and 20 foot long, and we're at about 7 foot, and I can guarantee that that does not weigh 5,000 pounds. So good news is there's plenty of room on the trailer for anything that I might snag before I drop these off, but the odds of that are pretty slim because I'm going to drop them off first thing in the morning. But hey guys, you never know. Always, if you can leave trailer space, you never know what's going to pop up. Stuff pops up at the weirdest times. But how I secured this was pretty simple. 3 straps, obviously 2 pulling towards me and 1 pulling the other way. Yeah guys, super simple, strap and go. You can see all my green used strap protectors. Definitely guys, always protect your straps to prevent them from getting damaged. Make sure you always protect your straps either with the under protection or with the sleeves, or both. Like in a couple spots I did both. Like right here I did both, literally, because I had it in my hand. So all right guys, stay tuned. Gonna be heading down to Butte, Montana tonight. Gonna have to enact adverse driving conditions from this morning, so gotta do that. And yeah, we'll drop this off probably by about noon tomorrow is my guess. All right guys, got a driving update for you here. So the drive to Butte is going incredibly slow. I'm doing like 35 miles an hour now. It's actually gotten much better. Earlier, literally the snowbanks on the side were probably about 4 feet tall. It was snowing so bad for about 15 minutes, and there's been a ton of wildlife. So definitely going forward, I will not be driving this road unless if it is the summertime and daytime. Unfortunately, guys, that is something that sometimes these lessons with where to go and where not to go are lessons you learn the hard way. And this is one of those lessons. When you drive slow, you get really good fuel economy. Like right now, I'm getting almost 17 miles per gallon. So yeah, that is definitely a perk. All right guys, bringing an update for you here. We got the snowplow blades offloaded. I'm stopped here in Billings, Montana at the Hilton Garden Inn. I had to print out some paperwork and stuff. It really is helpful to be a high-level member at some hotel chains, because when you need to print stuff out or park or hang out, it's always, they don't care. So it's really nice. But we got some lunch and printed out some paperwork. Let's talk about how everything went. Sorry I didn't get any footage of the unloading or anything of the snow plows. There was like a foot of snow on the ground. It was like 2 degrees outside. It was blowing snow. I walked uphill to school both ways. It was bad. So I just wanted to get that crap off as fast as possible. Yesterday I had booked a tentative load that I was going to pick up tomorrow morning out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, take it to, I believe it was going to Castle Rock, Colorado. That was paying $300. Broker got back to me this morning and said that the shipper decided that they didn't want to pay for freight, and they were only willing to pay $100 to move it, which was like 60-something cents a mile. It was like 5,000 pounds, and I was like, yeah, they can pound sand. We did land another load that I'll pick up tomorrow morning out of Torrington, Wyoming. It's a forklift weighing about 8,500 pounds, and that's going to Denver, Colorado. Which would be perfect. That's on the way home, because I got to get home to do another load that I have to pick up in Colorado Springs tomorrow after I drop that load and bring it back to Parker, which is Denver, and then that'll be the week. So I'm finally getting some time to kind of like relax right now and calm down and get to the hotel tonight. I already booked my hotel, and be able to just kind of drive. The one thing about this job, guys, that can be really incredibly stressful is meeting the time demands and chasing freight. It's great when you're making money, but at the same time, when you're running 10 to 11 hour drive days, you're running basically just under 14-hour duty days, not including everything else you have to do. Like literally the last 2 nights, I was on the computer till after midnight doing stuff, getting up at 6 a.m. and doing it all over again. It takes a toll on you. So being able to just coast and just drive and take it easy is super important, guys, because you will literally lose your sanity and it will affect your health really negatively, especially if you don't sleep good. Let's go ahead and talk about the snowplow load. So the snowplow load was paying $900 and it added an additional 193 miles. With that also, I was planning originally on being home tonight. That's obviously not going to happen. It's going to give me another night. So what extra expenses did I incur? Overall, it added $300 to expenses. It was under that, but let's just say. Okay, so basically after direct expenses, I made $600 more to drive the same place I was going to be driving anyways. Fantastic. What that load also did is it brought my rate per mile that I was going to get if I got nothing all the way home. It brought it up from $1.30 a mile to $1.60 a mile. So not only now are we in the green, but we're in the extra green. And then this load tomorrow out of Torrington to Denver is paying $3.50, which comes out to $1.90 a mile, which is great because it's literally on the way. And then the other load I got to pick up tomorrow afternoon and do. The rate on that will be, I think it comes out to well over $2 a mile. But I'll have to figure that out tomorrow because the guy keeps changing stuff on me, but we'll get it done. So it looks like with any luck that we're at the end of this week, at the end of tomorrow, we're probably going to be sitting at about $1.80 a mile take home, like getting to the front door with $1.80 a mile, which is fantastic. The load out of Torrington also is only adding about 50 miles. So you got to take it, guys. It's great. Sometimes it's nice when stuff kind of falls together. I did miss a load out of Billings that was weighing 1,500 pounds and going to Fort Collins, which was paying, I think it was like $900 or something, which just would have been the icing on the cake, but I missed it. The guy who called right before me got it. Unfortunately, it was sitting on the board for about 20 minutes, and I just didn't see it in time, unfortunately. Yeah, guys, can't complain. We are going to be, by the time we get home, this is going to be the most profitable week to date. I thought last week was good, but we're going to be well over $4,000 this week. But when it's all done, we'll see how much money we made. So, all right, guys, I will update you guys tomorrow morning at pickup in Torrington. All right, guys, good morning from Torrington. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little knowledge nugget here of something that you don't want to do when you are getting parked at a hotel or parking anywhere for that matter. So let me show you my mistake that I got lucky that I didn't get screwed here. So one thing you definitely don't want to do is you don't ever want to set yourself up to where you might get boxed in or you have to back out. So there was a couple service trucks that were parked there, and I ended up rolling the dice on it because I knew that, you know, from my past life of wrench turning, that they were probably going to leave well before I did, which I was right. Okay, I came in from the road over there and I drove straight in and got parked. Okay, well, if those service trucks wouldn't have left or if something else was parked there, I would have had to back out of this lot back into the street, which would have just been a pain in the ass. So guys, definitely make sure when you're parking that you don't do this, because you might get yourself in a situation where you literally might not be able to get out. All right, guys, got an update for you on the forklift load that never happened. So unfortunately, I didn't get any video footage of the shit show because they were not okay with me filming video. Most places are, they don't care, but make sure you always ask if you are filming. Some places do not allow it. So, but let's talk about what happened. So the forklift was a warehouse forklift. Now I'm mad at myself because I already knew this. And how I knew this was because I made sure to specifically ask the broker if the forklift was a warehouse forklift. She told me no, but then she turned around and said, oh, it has slick tires on it. It doesn't have off-road tires. If it doesn't have off-road tires, guys, it's a warehouse forklift. People don't understand what that term fully entails. People think it means those battery-powered forklifts that you see at Home Depot. Well, this forklift was a, you know, like the type of forklift you see at like the lumber department at Home Depot. It was just much smaller. But at the end of the day, it was a warehouse forklift. I went against my gut feeling. So, the broker had told me that it was brought in by a Hotshot, so it shouldn't be an issue. And that's when I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe this forklift has modifications. Who knows? Well, it didn't, and here's what happened. The mast would not even clear the second rung of the very bottom of the mega ramp. It wasn't gonna go. Physically impossible, it was not gonna go. Even with people standing on the ramps, holding them down, it would not go. It just was not gonna clear. There was no way. And then on top of that, with the ice and snow, even if I would have made it, by the time I hit the top of the trailer with the solid ice on the deck, it was gonna just spin. There was no way it was going up and getting on the trailer. Well then, when I talked to the shipper, the guy helping me there was the same guy who offloaded it. Here's what he told me. He told me that when they backed it down, not only did the forklift almost roll, but he said it got stuck at the bottom of the ramps. So he said they had to hook a truck with a chain to the back of the forklift and yank it down the ramps. Now, I wish he would have said that before we wasted all this time, because I wouldn't have even wasted my time. But guys, I gripe about miscommunication in this business, and this is a perfect example, because this whole load and this whole fiasco could have been prevented because the people didn't want to say all the details of the load, and it happens all the time. Learn from my mistakes, guys. If it is a smooth tired forklift and not an off-road forklift, it is not going to go up the mega ramps. So the receiver was so desperate to get it that they were like, oh, if you tip the mast back, you'll be all right. Dude, the height of the mast at the bottom doesn't change. That's stationary. The only thing it does, it changes the angle to make it so you can glide. The problem was I was smashing about an inch above where it was tilting, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Guys, getting fuel right now, and I thought $4.20 a gallon last week was low for fuel. Look at this. You're not going to believe it unless if you see it. We are loaded. This load is already a pain in the ass. Let's go ahead and talk about this. All right, guys, so here we got a portable shelter on the rear that weighs, I have no idea, but I'm pretty certain it's heavy because I think I'm overweight. Between that and the ISU 90 on the front, I can almost guarantee we're over 10,000 pounds, which is my max. Thankfully, this is only going about 90 miles, and there's no permanent scales on the road we're taking. We only have to worry about portables, but hopefully we don't catch one because I am pretty certain I'm overweight. But we will hope for the best. It's actually the first time I've actually had to flip my ramps up on this trailer. All right, guys, so we're already having trouble in paradise here. I went about 3 miles and my locking bar for my mega ramp broke. The left side mega ramp fell. Thankfully, it didn't fall. It fell backwards and hit the road. I heard it slam. Thankfully, it didn't. There was no vehicle behind me or anything like that, because it would have completely damaged. It would have messed somebody's car up. So that's what it should look like with no broken. And then you come over here, and it did the 90% delete. So yeah, guys, thankfully though, I called the customer and I had to strap it to the load. That's what I got to do. So we're gonna get it fixed. I already called Titan about warranty, and yeah, we'll go from there. His plan is to hook some chains to it and drag it. We estimate that this item weighs about 7,000 or more pounds. So he's gonna hook to it with his Jeep and with a winch, and we're gonna see if it comes off the trailer. And we will be filming during this. I already got his approval. He's a really good dude. Hope you enjoy it, because I know I'm going to. So here we go. Hey guys, so this load is so heavy, we had to get a Ram 3500 hooked to the back of this Jeep to pull this off. So. All right, well, we did it. In here waiting for my mobile order for food to take home, and I want to talk about how that last load went. I hope you enjoyed the videos. It was a long, painstaking process. That whole process probably took about 2 hours, but everything got off the trailer, everything got off safely, everybody was safe. Very, very minor damage, just some paint damage to the trailer, and the bolts at the very end of the trailer I have to replace. I'll go ahead and show them to you. So you see these on the edge here? This one needs to get replaced, and so does this one. This one's probably still all right, but got to get those fixed, and then I got to paint the ramps because they got all tore up from the dirt and all that stuff. But that was definitely an experience, to say the least. I'm glad everything worked out. It was a little sketchy, it was a little frustrating, but the customer did end up paying me double, which was awesome. And on top of it, he also had his welder that he had there helping us fix the bar on the trailer. Now I've already reached out to Titan. We'll see what Titan says here. Super grateful for all that. Everything worked out, guys. I can't complain. Made a new contact. Going forward, though, we're gonna have to not do it those ways that took place. So, but everything went well. Yeah, now just gonna go wait for my dinner. I gotta take food home, and yeah, tomorrow's gonna be maintenance day, and getting ready for next week, guys. Life of an owner-operator, it never stops. So, but yeah, I will update you guys tomorrow when I run all the numbers and all that stuff from this week, so we can see how we came out. So let's talk about this week. So to finish off the week today, I took the truck into the dealership, and they did about 3 hours worth of software updates to fix that DEF level sensor code I kept randomly getting. It hasn't popped up since, and they said that seems to be the fix for about 9 out of 10 of the times they have that problem. And then the other 1 out of 10, you're just screwed, and they don't know how to fix it. So hopefully we're in the 9 out of 10. But after we did that, I ended up going. I changed I changed my engine oil, my fuel filters, both air filters, and then I came home and I replaced the bolts on the back of the trailer that I showed you in the video that were all bent up. I was able to salvage one of those, and the other one I had to completely replace. So did that, and then tomorrow I have a little bit of welding I have to do. I'm going to reinforce those mega ramp bars. I'm going to add some metal on the outside to prevent them from breaking like that one did. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then that'll be the week. Will be completely done. This week we grossed a total of $4,200. Total mileage that we drove for the entire week was 2,405 miles. So 2,400 miles. My rate per mile to the door was $1.75. The loads, we had the $2,600 load that was going from Colorado Springs up to Missoula. The spools, we weren't able to snag anything with that, unfortunately. And then after that, I deadheaded 2 hours north up to Kalispell, grabbed the snow plows, and they were paying $900, and they went to, actually it turned out to be Columbus, Montana, which is about half an hour west of, or less than that, of Billings, Montana. So that was nice, a little bit less loaded miles. And then we deadheaded from Billings to Torrington, Wyoming, which is a pretty dang far drive. I think it was about 6 hour deadhead. And we got there, we overnighted, and the forklift fiasco happened. We ended up getting paid $150 tow new off of that, which was great. And then the whole the local load I picked up yesterday from Colorado Springs to Parker, I ended up getting paid $550. I was originally only supposed to get paid $400 for it, but the customer, he randomly walked up to me and told me he was going to pay me an extra $150 because of just the whole experience. And then on top of that, he did even, as you saw, he had his welder who was there actually fixed up that locking bar for me. And I am just going to add more reinforcement to the other side and then to the other bar to hopefully prevent a catastrophic failure. Expenses this week, Let's see. On hotels, I spent $365.37. I also got upgraded to a Diamond member for Hilton. Spent $73.26 on DEF. That also, I bought a bunch because I not only covered for that haul, but it'll keep me covered for probably at least a week or two, depending how much I drive. For the truck wash at the Blue Beacon Truck Wash in Cheyenne, for the truck and trailer, I paid $48.76. Food, I spent $110.17. And in fuel, I spent $900.23. So a grand total of $1,497.79. So basically $1,500. We grossed $4,200. You subtract $1,500 from that. That's what, $2,700 left over, and that's in 4 days, guys. That is awesome. Can't complain about $2,700 after direct expenses. After 4 days, that is awesome. Yeah, great week. No complaints. And next week is going to be, I've already booked enough freight to where I'm already sitting at a minimum of $4,800 income gross. So we are going to surpass, if everything goes according to plan and we get all the cargo from A to B, we will already make $4,800 next week, which is going to surpass this week by $600. So stay tuned for that video next week, coming next week. And yeah, guys, really appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video, please shoot me a like and a subscribe. And yeah, guys, I enjoyed making this video. I always do. It is very, very entertaining to show people, the stuff that we go through. A lot of people don't know it. I mean, everybody just thinks it's just driving. Yes, this week was a lot of driving. I drove 42 hours this week. I logged 58 hours of on-duty time, not including all the other stuff I did off-duty. I mean, it's been a long week. But, guys, being an owner-operator, especially if you take care of all your own stuff, you're going to work all the time, but you're not going to work for anybody, and you just got to manage your work-life balance. So, once again, guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for next week.